Hey guys, Jano0. I was tagged, and I hope I get this name right, by S. Red Sean 1. I will put a link down there below. He wanted me to show him an Altoids Tin survival kit that I was able to come up with. I think that was a pretty cool tag. There are a lot of these out there on YouTube. A lot of people have built their little kits and they get really creative with them, and it's pretty interesting to do. It's something to think about when you're doing it. You know, what if this is all I had? What would I want in it? And like I say, I'm by no means an expert or a bushcrafter or any of that kind of stuff. You know, somebody who would actually put one of these to use. I don't get out very often, but if I do get out here in the area that I live in northern Appalachia, here in southern Ohio, if I was to get out and get stranded or get lost, I'm going to put this in the glove box of our car. And if I get stranded or something, here's some of my thinking. So, first off, you can see I've got rubber bands around. I've got 4 just regular rubber bands. Rubber bands always come in handy. Many uses for these things. So, we got rubber bands. Open up the lid. I have my little small, it's like a little Swiss Army knife. It's got, you know, the tweezers and the toothpick, and then it's got the knife blade. It's got a file with a little screwdriver head, and then on this side it's got scissors. So we've got that in there. I have 3 16 penny nails in here. I figure that I can get a stick and take my little knife and some cordage, which I'll show you here directly. Make a frog gig, make a fish gig. A lot of these creeks and stuff around here that run through the hills have got small fish and frogs and crawdads and all that kind of stuff running around there. Or you may get lucky enough to get something, you know, get close enough to something, if you can happen to get close enough to a squirrel, which I doubt it, to stab them with. But anyway, this would be a way to procure a little bit of food. I have a magnifying glass. This is a magnifying glass from one of those glasses repair kits. This is a fire starter. And then if you have trouble seeing like I do, if you go in to tie little knots on your fishing string and whatnot, this could help. Inside the hollow handle part here of the magnifying glass, there's a hollow handle. I've got two paper matches in here. Next, I have a regular lighter. This is just one of those 50-cent lighters you get from the gas station. And around the handle, first off, I have about, I think, 12 wraps of duct tape, which I can use for cordage. You can split duct tape off and use it to fix your nails to a stick or that kind of stuff. Or it's good, you know, for bandaging, and duct tape is just good for everything. And then on the outside of the duct tape, I have probably 60 or 70 feet of 15-pound test fishing line, monofilament fishing line. And then, of course, you know, the lighter does work. Another fire starter. This little Ziploc bag here, I've got 3, and I got them all compressed down. 3 cotton balls that have been soaked in regular petroleum jelly, nothing medicated or anything. This will give me about 3 minutes or so of a burn to help with fire starting. And I guess I did go a little bit fire heavy, but fire is important, especially out here where it's cold in the north, in the winter, in the fall, in the early spring. If you can't make fire, you're done. 4 regular Band-Aids. Let's see here. I've got two 22 long rifle caliber bullets. Inside here there's going to be a little bit of gunpowder. I figure the little bit of gunpowder plus the petroleum jelly cotton balls, that's going to be almost guaranteed fire. Then I will use the end of it, the bullet, the projectile itself, make a little slice in it with my knife and use that as a weight for your fishing hooks, a little bit of a weight. So I have two of those. I have two triple antibiotic ointment, these little packs of triple antibiotic ointment. I have a little pack of ibuprofen, because if you're out surviving and you get a headache, well, you're just not going to be comfortable. I got a different type of antibiotic ointment. I have a little pack of burn cream, because I know me, if I start a fire, especially any kind of primitive fire, I'm going to get burned. And so I got a little bit of burn cream. I've got three of these little small alcohol prep pads. If you have an injury, these will do good for cleaning it, or these will assist also in fire starting. I have two, in this pack here, there is two 2x2 gauze pads, which you can also unfold again to make it into four really light sections. I have a large bandage. It's the knuckle kind of bandage. It's got the strips on the side of it. I'm running out of room here. And lining the bottom and the sides of the tin itself, I have a really large piece of aluminum foil, heavy-duty aluminum foil that I folded up several times. My thinking on this is I can take this aluminum foil and fashion it into some sort of a small container that I can boil water in, or if you manage to find something that you can eat, wild edibles, or catch a little frog or some little fish or something, you can cook them. Now it won't hold up to a really hot fire, but you can pull a couple of coals to the side and fashion you a little bowl out of this, to where you can you can use it to cook with and boil you a little bit of water. That way you make sure you're drinking safe water. And of course the inside of the tin, is extremely shiny, and you can see right there, you can use that as a signal device. Then taped to the inside of the lid here, there's a piece of duct tape, and to the back side of the duct tape I have a match striker up here, 4 additional wooden matches, 3 fishing hooks, and then a large and a small sewing needle. Sewing needles where I can repair my clothing, or if I have a large cut that I can use some fishing line, and the alcohol prep pads to stitch myself up in an emergency. And this is just on a piece of duct tape that is taped to the inside of the lid. So there you go. This is the contents of my survival tin. This was a really good idea. I had to really think about this and think about the area that I live in, what's important. Of course, water and fire. Something that I would like to add to this, which I probably will as soon as I'm able to, is maybe one of those real thin, cheap space blankets that'll give you just a little bit of shelter. They're not really a shelter, but everything helps. And once I get, I didn't have any extra like utility knife blades. If I get another utility knife blade, when I do, then I will be putting it on the inside also of this piece of duct tape and taping it to the top. So there you go. I hope this is okay, an okay response. to the tag. Like I say, I am by no means an expert. I'm not a bushcrafter. This is there's a lot of guys that have got really awesome ideas for their survival tins, and a lot of guys are, you know, they do it all. They do it all for a living. They live a lot more than I do out in the woods. So get all this stuff back in there and get it banded up and put it back into. I'm going to put this in the glove box of our van. Thank you very much for the tag. I will put a link to his channel down below. The S Red Sean 1. He's the one who tagged me. And I know that the person that I'm going to tag, I know he has already done a video on this, and he's got a really cool kit. But I want to see if he's made any adjustments or any additions to his kit, and that's Hillbillies in the Bush. I know he's already done one of these tins, a survival tin, but I want to see if he's got any additions to it, and I also want to see if his son Ryan, who is starting to get into bushcrafting quite a bit, see if his son Ryan is got one of these made up yet, and see what he's got in his. So, and I'll put a link to his channel in the description box as well. So there you go, guys. There is my small Altoids Survival Tin. And this is just a regular Altoids can. And they were definitely curiously strong. And as soon as I can figure out how to fit this in there, I will. Gotta have my coffee. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope it wasn't too boring. Questions or comments or suggestions, feel free. God bless. Have a great day. In the end. Buzz, buzz. The end.